What up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Sister, let us be real. If being in love with a guy and the guy being in love with you was the only criteria to getting a ring, then I think half of the women in relationships will be engaged by now. But for some reason, you do everything they say you should do the way they explain to you that you should do it. But for some reason, this guy is just not popping the question. What's wrong? You're wondering. You're doing everything wifey. But is he unsure? Is he just stringing you along? Has he just become so comfortable that he wants the relationship to just be the way it is? But then you know somewhere in your mind that biological clock for a man and for a woman is two different things entirely. That's why today we're diving deep into why he hasn't proposed yet. And more importantly, I'll be giving you 7 power moves to secure that ring without begging, without nagging, and without playing games. Let's dive right into it. So when you're going into a relationship, right, as a woman, what you want is you want security. You want to know that, okay, this thing I'm going to, there's some form of security there. We're talking about financial security. We're talking about emotional security. But for a man, when he's going into a serious relationship, walking into a marriage, what he's thinking about is, am I going to have to let go of my freedom? To a very large extent, he wants to retain a great degree of his freedom. Now, if everything you do as a woman is pointing to the fact that, chairman, once we marry, now like this we go, they move, now like this we go, they move, he will start to shuffle his feet because for some reason, men are just scared of losing that freedom. Not that he necessarily needs to do things that are incompatible with the marriage vows and contract he has with you, but just the fact that a man is just extra scared, thinking that the freedom of thoughts that he has now, he won't have it again. Now he has to start thinking a certain way. Now this is where women get it wrong, right? Because for you, marriage is a thing for everybody, right? But for you, even the process, the planning, everything is such a big deal to you. And you express that often. But for the guy, he's thinking, oh shit, what am I getting myself into? Then he begins to shuffle his feet. You see, another thing again is, there are some habits your man will have as a bachelor that he should not carry into marriage. But then there are some habits that it's okay, it doesn't affect. It's just that he does things differently. This is why I want to tell you that one of the first things that scares a man is that this woman is going to try and change me. An example is a woman who sees a guy with a set of friends. He's known these boys for 15 years, for 20 years, for 10 years, and then you've come into his life and you're not cool with a couple of them. Of course, fine. The ones that are outrageously randy, that you know that they're negative influence, you can speak on it. But other friends that they just do things their own way, their own guy way, you don't necessarily have to change things. Friendship is one example. It could be how he handles money that you might want to change. I'm here to tell you that you do not need to change everything about your man. If you can have 20 to 30% of him compatible with you, I promise you, you'll win a happy relationship. Just take your eyes off all the other things that he's doing that are different from how you will live life or from how your father or your brothers live life. He is his own man. So you don't need to change him. But when you are in a relationship with a man and you're kicking against how he does this, how he does that, that is going to make a man begin to hesitate. Like, yo, am I going to lose myself if I now finally go into this thing? Because now we are boyfriend, girlfriend for 3 years, 4 years. But by the time we sign on the dotted lines, then I'm really into it. So it starts to shuffle his feet. If you now really examine it, because I've worked with a lot of women, right? And I always consistently come to the realization that she's trying to change things. She's trying to change things that don't even matter. They don't even matter. Like, she made them matter in her head because she's not stepping out. And many times when these women step out of the box, they realize that, yo, it's okay for this guy to be this. We are two separate individuals with two separate upbringing that are doing things differently. So number one thing is that the real reason why men hesitate to commit is that the guy doesn't want to change 100%. He doesn't want to change 100%. Some things he will adjust. And let me now surprise you. Many guys are okay to adjust. You see those guys that say, this woman gives me peace. You know what it means? It means that that woman is not forcing me to be who I am not. Because that woman cautioned herself from trying to look at things only through her own filter, our own world filter, and say by force, this is how you must operate. By force, this is how you must do this. I was speaking to a married couple a while ago, and they've been married for like 15 years. And they told me, they said one of the reasons why they are successful in marriage is because they never realized that they were married. They intentionally did not realize that they were married. So they continue playing boyfriend, girlfriend. Look, life is hard. Life is serious. If you attack serious with serious, your mind will not overexpand everything. But you have to add a little bit of fun to it. Don't worry, problem will show up at your doorstep. So you don't need to create problem, because by default, problem they come for this life. So you have to add a little bit of fun to it to know how you handle it. Now, the action step I want to give you on this particular point is that as a woman, when you fall in love, right, everything becomes about your man. Women, you people, see, you can try and deny it, right? But the fact is, when you fall in love, you start to do away with your friends. In a way, some of you are protecting your relationship because women do not talk too much. So you want to protect your man from what your friends can analyze and decipher, right? So you step away. Then gradually, all your social life starts to fade into the background. Everything now becomes this man. But guys don't do that. His friends, Deji, Shegun, Emeka is still rolling with them. They are still guys, right? So on a normal day, he's been with you 6 days out of the week. Then on the 7th day, on a weekend, on a Sunday evening, he tells you, oh, babe, I'm going to chill with my guys. Then you're frowning face because you totally deleted your own social life. So these are the things that make you now start to poke your hand into everything. You want to micromanage his whole life. And there's nothing that pisses a man off more than a woman who's trying to micromanage his social life. No, it won't work. So because of that, you'll be like, wait, you're too much in my space. We're not even Mr. and Mrs. yet. And look at how all up in my face you are. So the action step I'm giving you here is that do not delete your own social life. Have a life outside of your man. I don't mean have another man. No. I mean have friends. Have something you're doing. If you're at work, hang out with work colleagues, not the male ones. Please, don't act ignorant. Don't go and, or else that means we have to make another video for that problem again. Don't go and start creating, say, oh, Squeaky said we should have a life. So when I say, like, my friend wants to take me out and he's a guy, why is a guy taking you out to where? I just mean have a social life outside of your man so that sometimes you'll be able to step aside, give him that breathing space. You too, you need that breathing space, but maybe you don't know you need it. But women, you people are wired differently. So with that, understand that you should not delete your own social life, okay? Have your social life. Your man should be the center of your universe, but it doesn't mean it should be the whole damn universe. You know what you want from a man. If I ask you now, what do you want from a guy? You say, oh, I want a guy who takes charge. I want a guy who is intentional. I want a man who gives me that masculine energy. I want a man who does that. And that's beautiful. You know what you want. But that guy who is intentional, who plans dates, who does this, who can almost read your mind before you even tell him what you're thinking, what does he want? Have you taken a second to consider that? Because modern women, millennial and Gen Z women, you people are walking into relationships thinking of, this is what I want. Then you know what you now do? You give to the man what you think he wants, not what you deciphered or what he told you he wants. You give to him what you think he wants. That's why, as we discussed earlier, some of you think being all up in his face is what he wants. That's not what he wants. Some of you, your man likes football. He does not even need you to come and jump and be sitting down with him and saying, baby, let's watch your football match. He knows you don't like it. He knows you're not enjoying it. So it's even a headache for him when you sit down beside him and you're faking it. All he needs you to do is just don't disturb him when he's watching the football. Just understand that, oh, Sunday, 4:30, they're playing match and I'm going to watch ball. And consider maybe if you are making plans, like, oh, babe, on Sunday, can we do this? But is there going to be a match on that day? And he says, yes. Oh, okay, all right, let's plan another time. Simple. That's all it needs from you. It doesn't need to start getting overzealous. You now go and wear Chelsea jersey. Say, maybe let's watch more. And he knows you're not enjoying it. Then he now has to start managing you again. Leave him. Give the guy his space. This masculine man that you have, that you want, that will give you everything, make you feel protected, make you say, what does this guy want? What is he aching for? He wants a sweet, feminine woman who will not tolerate his bullshit. This part of the video, you have to rewind it and play it again. I'll say it again. That man that you have or that man that you want needs a sweet feminine woman who will not tolerate his bullshit. Because he's masculine, he's intentional, he's taking charge, he's doing everything, right? And even if your man is not as masculine as you want, this is how you bring out the masculinity in him. You need to be that sweet feminine woman. Which means you are soft. Soft does not mean weak. Trust me. Same way hardened does not mean strong. So because you are soft does not mean you are weak. It just means you are the feminine element in the relationship. So how do you do this? When I say this, women say, what do you mean by feminine energy? You see how you like how you like your man making you feel like you're the most beautiful girl in the world? You see that feeling you get when it makes you feel like, oh, baby. You want him to tell you, oh, even on a day when you know that your skin is breaking out, you're not looking your best, you're bloated, you still want him to tell you that, oh, baby, you're the most beautiful girl in this world. Right? You see how that makes you feel inside? Exactly. He wants to feel like a hero. Even when he's not in the best shape. Even when he hasn't done the best of being there. Even if it's something little as he just remembered to buy you a bottle of Coke. Or he just brought a cup of water for you. Even if it's that, he wants to feel like your hero. And mumu things, now they make head swell. Mumu, small thing. Just because he gave a glass of water, oh, baby, thank you so much. Oh, baby. That appreciation, that is what your man wants. He wants to feel like a hero. So the secret to becoming unforgettable to the right man is make that guy feel like a hero. Activate the hero instinct in him. Just the same way you want to feel like the most beautiful girl in the world. So remember, I said a sweet feminine woman who will not tolerate this bullshit. This is the reason why I said will not tolerate this bullshit is because when a man sees a sweet feminine woman, right, it's normal that his ego might get the best of him and he might attempt to take you for granted. He might attempt to offer you bullshit. I mentioned this in my book, Make Him Worship You. For those who are ready, if you haven't read it, go and get that book now, Make Him Worship You. You see it on the screen somewhere here. Now, if a guy sees a sweet feminine woman who is soft, right, who's giving him that sweetness, it's possible that his ego will get the best of him and he will try to take her for granted. What you do in that point is that you gingerly push yourself aside. Don't engage him. You see, what they've taught you women, especially the nonsense third wave feminism and fourth wave feminism, is that you should engage a man, fire for fire. But that shakes you out of your feminine frame. That takes you out of what you really should be. You now want to engage him. So he's becoming, and when you engage a man with masculine energy, he gets competitive. You stir up his juices. Then he starts to give you hot. The next thing you're shouting, you've been shaken out of that sweet feminine frame. You're now resembling what you should not be. It's just like a man too. When a woman goes and she wants to just look for his trouble, the way you people do sometimes, that you just want to talk, you just want to pinch, you know that there's peace and quiet, but for some reason, something triggered in your head and you just want to How do you feel when your man too now starts to talk as much as you? And then then in your head, you're like, are you not the man? A lot of you even tell your guys, you'll be like, but you're a man, why are you now shouting with me? Exactly. You shook him out of his masculine frame. And then he started to look unattractive to you. So that's what happens to when a man gives you that bullshit. And then you now say, they have said that you should challenge men like this. You shake out of your feminine frame. You're now looking like Agberu. Agberu means stout, like a thug. He'll now look at you like, what's this? So when he brings that energy, do not engage him. That's why I said a man needs a sweet feminine woman who will not tolerate his bullshit. But the not tolerating his bullshit is by stepping back. There's a quote they say, she's not fragile like an egg, she's fragile like a bomb. Please, don't be fragile like a bomb. You yourself, will you advise your brother to put bomb inside the house? Be fragile like an egg. But when you see that it's trying to rough handle you, remove yourself from the equation. Take a step back. Don't overly engage him in that is nonsense. So my action step for this particular segment of the secret to becoming unforgettable to the right man is that never let a man shake you out of your feminine frame. Stay within your feminine frame. You see, boundaries is not fight, though, right? Because when we hear the word boundaries, you just say, the people said boundaries, I have boundaries. Boundaries is not fight. Setting boundaries with an attack mode is already you being in a masculine frame. It's guys that do gra like that. You, soft and sweet. You understand? Now, in setting boundaries, right, use and apply this in everything you do with your man. When you're trying to settle a conflict, right, or when there's something he's doing that you don't like, if you go to him with an accusatory tone, he gets defensive. Even you, if your man comes to you with an accusatory tone, you will get defensive. This is gender neutral. Everybody, every human being, even a child, even a 5-year-old child, if you approach the child with an accusatory tone, the child is going to get defensive. So use statements like, I feel, instead of you. So instead of saying, you don't even care about me. You don't even listen to me. Just say, oh, baby, I feel some type of way when I'm trying to talk to you and I'm not being heard. I feel sad when I feel. You know, tie it to how you, the position you get into when he does those things are off. Now, because he wants to be your hero, he's going to be like, okay, what can I do about this? He doesn't feel challenged. But when you say, you don't care about me, you never do this for me, then he makes you go like, how can you say I never did this for you? Was I not the one that on your birthday I took you to this? Was I not the one that helped you go and help your sister to do that? You start counting. At that point, it has become transactional. He's not even seeing what you're saying anymore. So in setting boundaries, don't be accusatory with your tone. Now, there are some boundaries that will not hold. And this type of boundaries are like, for instance, we do this a lot as humans. But since I'm talking to women here, women, you people do it a lot. When it is you that something is being done to, is considered boundary. I have boundaries and you're crossing the boundary. But when you are the one that does something that he doesn't like, you don't consider that you're crossing boundary. You're like, oh, well, you see? If the boundaries only apply when he's the one doing something wrong, then it's off. Another boundary I want to talk about, a very important one, is the act of checking each other's phone. If you have a boundary that, in my relationship, I don't want my man flirting with other girls. I mean, there are some women who don't care. They will never check their guy's phone. But you, if you say, okay, you're going to implement that boundary, I beg you in the name of God, you're going to follow through. Otherwise, don't check that damn phone at all. So if you know you're going to pick up that phone and look into it and see if it's crossing boundaries that should not be crossed, and then you check there and you see bomb inside and realize that this guy is consistently crossing boundaries and is having chats with this girl, sending love struck, blowing kisses to women who I suspect have interest in him, you now go and challenge him that, oh guy, you are crossing these boundaries and I'm not going to tolerate it. And then you scream the house down. And then he gets upset because of how you scream the house down, because men are good at that. He would now not focus on the issue anymore. He will now focus on how you are talking to him. And once he does that, you will now come back after 1 week and start apologizing. Please, you have just ruined everything. I would rather you don't even check his phone at all if you're not going to follow through the boundary. So, setting boundaries that make him respect you without pushing him away is following through on the boundaries. Now, if you're not going to follow through, you're going to create a whole monster. If you check his phone, you shout, then he doesn't, he also now shouts back at you, or for some reason he says, oh, I don't like the way you approach me. Why did you go check on my phone? Then 1 week later, because you guys have ignored each other, you can't take it anymore, you go and beg him. So what happens? He will now tell you, oh, I've changed my phone password. Maybe it's because I let you know my phone password. Now I've changed it, I don't want Wala. You're now stuck in that corner. You see, it's a boundary, don't crash. So set boundaries, but only approach the boundaries that you know that you are going to follow through. Okay? Because we're talking about the reason why he hasn't proposed yet, and I highlighted it for you in the beginning that men want to retain their freedom, right? You need to make him feel like if he's married to you, he's still going to be his own guy. Even though two become one, but human beings, we need to retain our individuality. There's a song that says, even lovers need a holiday, far away from each other. Even lovers need a holiday, far away from each other. Sometimes you just need to miss each other. And women, when you are in love and you are clinging to a guy, you just cling like that, né? Because yes, it's fine, it's a good thing. Women grow in love, bond in love, by being with their loved ones. Women recharge by bonding. Men recharge by detaching. You see, your man wants to step aside. He wants to go sit on the balcony and stare at the clouds. He wants to go hang out with his friends for 2 hours. He wants to go to the bar to just sit down and be watching football mindlessly. All those things make him come back and reconnect with you. But when you're blocking that, then you're going to get a very frantic and unsettled guy. So you want to inspire him to commit, right? By letting him know that to a great extent he's going to retain his freedom. If you are panicking because you are consuming nonsense on blogs, because you hear the story of how one woman and her husband have not spoken or have not had sex for 2 years, you hear a story about how one man was always saying he needed a bit of space to just hang out with his boys, but he was actually going to see another woman. You consume all those things, you project on your man. You see, your panic is going to make him panic. Or maybe it's your father that was like that with your mother. Maybe your father was nonchalant, didn't pay attention, but you now see that your man, he doesn't really have these traits, but once in a while, he just wants to be a guy. Once in a while, he just wants to be able to be nonchalant, because men, our brain, they really pick details like your brain does. And because you see that you now want to guard and micromanage everything, like we said in the beginning, you want to micromanage his whole existence, he's going to start being unsettled, and that will not inspire him to commit. Don't forget, There's a certain level of confidence that you display that makes a man magnetized to you. Self-confidence in a woman is sexy like crazy. It's very attractive. And that's you believing that, oh, okay, babe, you're leaving home. You want to go out? Okay, all right. DMX said, give a dog a bone. Leave a dog alone. Let a dog roam and he'll find his way home. I need a rap for you people. You see, give a dog a bone. Leave a dog alone. Let a dog roam. He will find his way. He's coming back to you. But you will not stop listening to these loser women that don't have any clue what they are doing in their own relationship. They will sting you with their own viruses and their own trauma. You will now start to project their own nonsense onto your own man. Or maybe they are just dating a madman. They are just dating a madman. You will now carry the characteristics of what that madman has put onto them. You will now come and start injecting that energy into your relationship. Stop consuming all these nonsenses. How will a man commit if you are panicking and vibrating around him? He will not. He would not. A lot of guys say, apart from sex, most women can't offer them shit. A lot of guys say that. I hear that complaint a lot. And if a guy is feeling like, apart from sex, what's this girl really doing to my life? He will be hesitating. He wouldn't want to commit. But you need to show him that your companionship is worth something. I told you in the beginning, I said the men that say this girl gives me peace are the men that they know that this woman is not trying to change me. She allows me to be my carefree version. Earlier on, when I was discussing point 2 with you, the secret to becoming unforgettable to the right man, I told you that a man needs a sweet feminine woman who will not tolerate his bullshit. The key to deep emotional connection is unleashing your feminine energy. You see, that is your greatest point of attraction to the man that you want him to. He will even be chasing you with commitment. Unleashing your feminine energy. I promise you, feminism was sent to alienate you from your true self. Maybe not the first wave and second wave, but you see, from third wave feminism, it was sent to alienate you. Now I tell women feminine energy, they're like, what's feminine energy? But if I tell you masculine energy, immediately you know what masculine energy is because you know that's what you want, but you don't know what you are supposed to give. Feminine energy is not the same as feminine feature. I don't know, because we live in a world that is so vain, they've indoctrinated you into thinking that feminine feature is the same thing as feminine energy. Let me explain this to you. Have you not seen guys who are six-pack, they are gymmed, they have full beard, and they are twerking? Have you not seen them? You see all those six-pack beard and everything, tall, 6'4", is masculine features, but zero masculine energy. Have you not seen some guys that are tiny, but they command so much masculine energy, they walk into a place, everybody's just all over them. There's just a force around them. You know masculine energy because you know that when you sit down with this guy, you just feel one kind of buzz around you. You feel safe and protected around him. So what is feminine energy? Because all this Mary Kay that you're putting on your face is not feminine energy, it's feminine features. All this wig, everything is feminine features. Yes, it will attract because guys are very visual. And that's why when a man wants to attract a woman, it's a different ballgame. Because women, you people are more attracted to energy than looks. That's why even a woman that will say, oh, I can't date short guys. If she meets a short guy that has superb masculine energy, she will fall in love with him. But guys is what they see first that will attract them. That's why you guys think that, you ladies, you think that girls who are flashy and have the wig of $2,000 are the ones winning. Why? Because they walk into a place and men are looking at them. They'll attract the men, but they might not keep, many times they don't keep the men. Because feminine features will draw these guys to you. But it doesn't mean that they're going to stay with you. Because by the time they now come there and move around your energy, I promise you, energy wins at the end of the day. So what is feminine energy? Have you not seen a situation where you do all back? Just all back. And you go out to a party. And the male attention that you get that day is even more than when you wear your wigs and everything. Have you not seen sometimes where maybe you just feel good about yourself that day. You just feel extra confident about yourself. And men are just approaching you. Women, when they use the word attract, it's you people they're talking about. If I say, oh, that person is attractive, what are you going to think? You're going to be like, oh, it's talking about a woman because attractive is a word that's synonymous with women. So your feminine energy will make a guy be so heavily connected with you. Of course, by all means, still look good because men are visual creatures, yes. But that's just the surface. That is just the surface. The real deeper part of it is you being in an energetic alignment with your true feminine core. Many times you will see a guy dating a girl that by all standards of society, she's the most beautiful queen in this world. Then he will leave her and go and propose and go and be dying for another girl that is not even anywhere near this girl in terms of beauty. What happened? That one has that feminine energy. That one is a sweet feminine woman who will not tolerate this bullshit. Have you not seen guys where you'll be treating a girl bad? He will ignore her call. He will do this. She will beg him. He will flirt with other girls. Then he will go and meet another girl. And he will just be all obedient and all everything, listening to her, doing things that she likes him to do it. Why? Because that one did not tolerate this bullshit. You people say, yeah, men like girls that give them heartache. No. Not that he likes a girl that gives him heartache. Nobody wants with a girl in the house. Nobody wants a mad woman in his house. But he wants a woman that would not tolerate his bullshit. Because a man, when it comes across feminine energy, is going to try to take it for granted. Even from childhood. How many Barbie dolls that girls play with have you seen with only one eye and one leg? Girls take care of their toys. But boys, what do boys do with toys? You see, he has a transformer toy or Spider-Man. Spider-Man head don't fly, go here, leg don't fly. Boys break toys. Once he start of the toy, peck! So as they grow up and they become men, the toys just change. And now, women become his toys. So he sees that he's attracted to her. When he's bored, peck! He break her heart. See, some women get the ring because they place a value on themselves. I told you in the beginning, I said, your man should be the center of your universe, but it should not be all of your universe. You still need to have a life. You need to retain your social life. Women, you are guilty of deleting all your friends, deleting everything that makes you you once you find a man. Is it good? Is it bad? And neither, but it can work against you if your guy feels choked up because men recharge by detaching. Women recharge by bonding. But sometimes you just need to have a bit of your own life. And by social life, I don't mean you're going to be twerking on another guy in a club. I don't mean you should be hanging out with that your male colleague at work that we know saying they enter you. That's not what I'm talking about. Have your girlfriends. Have something that you're doing. Don't do everything you're doing before you got into the relationship. Let it still continue. It doesn't need to stop. Now, the value you place on yourself is what a man is after. Forget every other thing is secondary. If a guy begins to take you for granted and you don't put him in check, right, by valuing yourself and stepping back, if you allow him to get away with it, and men don't bring you bullshit in big doses, they bring it small. If he does one, you let him get away. He does two, you let him get away, right? He is now going to be pissed off at you for not valuing yourself because the only thing he's working with is the value you place on yourself. That's why we said it earlier. You see a guy treat a girl like shit. And he breaks up with her after treating her bad for 2.5 years. He finally breaks up with her. He now goes and meets a girl that will not allow him to treat her like shit because he's only motivated by the value you put on yourself by yourself. So do not let it get to that point. Of course, you're in love. Of course, you're this. And that's why I gave you the strongest definition. I want you to write it down somewhere. What a man needs is a sweet feminine woman, which that part is making sure that you stay in your feminine frame. The second part of the statement is a sweet feminine woman. The second part is that will not tolerate his bullshit. But they have lied to you that in not tolerating his bullshit, you must be like warrior. Why are you like this? Once you activate that, you have shaken out of your feminine frame. He will now leave you telling himself that she's a bad girl. That's why I left her. Whereas, he was the one that brought that side of you out. But you too don't allow that side of yourself to come out. Instead of that, step back. Okay? But if you're in that position, right, where you have been taking bullshit, and you see that this thing has gotten you finished to a certain level. One quick action step I can tell you is friend zone him all over again. Yes, a lot of you are scared of that because you say, oh, what if he leaves? But I tell you, he can only work with the value you place on yourself. So if you are with a man, you guys have been dating, or maybe you guys are in a situationship and you need things to realign to where you have more certainty, then friend zone that guy. Men hate to be demoted. I know you are thinking, oh, if I friend zone him, another guy will carry him. The one where you are in now is another guy not carry him. The one that if you call him, he will not pick. If you 2 days, he will not answer you. You see picture of him in one party with one guy, as another guy not carried him. So what are you saying here? Have some belief in yourself. Step back. Friend zone him all over again. Somebody that normally, when he calls you after 3 days, also, I'm going to pick you tonight. You are ready, booty call. You are ready to go and spread leg for him because you are thinking what's that? What's that? If he calls you, someone that has easy access to you, just don't grant him access. Let him call you. He's trying to talk to himself. So what are you doing? Just like, okay, hold on, let me call you back. I'm in the middle of something. Cut it, don't call back. He will be like, waiting the apple for you. my girl, this girl, when I get her control for hand. That's how you start to call value back. So the action step I'm giving you is friend zone. You friend zone the guy before. So do it for this guy, even if it's your boyfriend, but he has beginning to offer you bullshit for long. Friend zone him. And when you friend zone, you are nice. I told you, a sweet feminine woman that will not tolerate his bullshit, you still remain sweet and feminine. Men are not scum. You hear that phrase being thrown around a lot, and I'm sure even you yourself, you've thrown that phrase around, oh, men are scum, men are scum, men are scum. You see, what you focus on is what expands in your reality. If you keep propounding that theory that men are scum, scum you shall attract. Is it scum you want, or you want your own man? So at this point, you have to start redirecting your brain to understand that men are not scum. I know that a lot of messages you've heard that, men, this is how you handle men. I hear a lot of aunties advising young girls. Men, nigba funi, which means you just will not relent for him. You just have to stand your ground. You have to do this. Men, they don't really know what they're doing. As much as I do agree that men are nonchalant, I mean, these are highly intelligent beings and they know what they want. And they can deflect their emotions better than you can, right? So I want you to stop looking at life through the eyes of and through the concepts of men are scum, men are scum. The man that you want is not scum. Your own man is amazing, right? Whether you are already dating him, you guys are in something, or maybe you are just about to attract a man into your life. Get the concept of men are scum out of your head. The men that are scum is not your portion. Completely take them off. I would like you to watch this video over and over again and go through the 7 different action steps that I gave you in attracting your man, the better parts and the better version of your man. If you are not yet in a relationship, I want you to get these things into your head. If you're in a relationship, I want you to understand that your man is existing because he doesn't want to lose himself. And you have to let him get that. And it's not by words. It's not by overdoing. It's not by overloving. Sometimes women just want to love a man the way they think the man needs to be loved. No. You need to love him the way he wants to be loved. And same way he has to love you the way you want to be loved also. But now since I'm talking to you right now and you want to get him to propose, understand that that man is the greatest fear, is the number 1 point I discussed with you when I said the real reason men hesitate to commit is because he does not want to lose a sense of his individuality. He does not want to lose his freedom of physical movement. He does not want to lose his freedom of being able to think the way he likes to think. So let your man retain his individuality to a great extent and you see him rushing to propose to you. See you on the next video.